Welcome to the Home Group Podcast, where we discuss everything addiction, recovery, mental health. I am Flip.
And I am Luke. Our generation of men, you're not allowed to have feelings.
We're going to talk about things that are uncomfortable, things that are scary, because when you talk about it, you take away its power.
The only thing that's going to keep me clean is me not wanting to be who I was then.
We was in the trenches, now look how we out here ballin'. Popped up in the max, now we flooring in the fall.
My favorite day of the week. It's podcast day.
Damn, we should have had her on. She's got all the energy.
Fired up right now.
What, the Red Bull you spit all over the ground? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Home Group Podcast. I am Flip. Clean date, April Fools, 2016. Come here, bud.
Oh, sweet. And I am Luke. Clean date, October 11th, 2017. One for me. One for my dead homies.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm going to try to keep it profesh this episode. PC. I'm going to try to keep it PC. Because, you know.
Over under. I see you last 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
Yeah. Have you ever licked a receipt?
And I was wrong. I was wrong. I said 5 minutes, not 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Golly, talk about putting the fear of God in you, bro. I didn't know what was going on. I felt like somebody dumped acid onto my tongue. I spit my gum out on the way over here, and it touched my tongue. I said, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no.
What is this? Yeah. Wizardry. Zap, zap.
Interesting. So something that I like to do, it's just kind of for like that wow factor. Mm-hmm. When things are just kind of like boring and mundane, I'll just eat random things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like, I'll just be sitting there having a boring conversation, and I just grab the receipt and just...
Yeah.
And it never tastes good.
Put some hair on your chest.
Golly. What do you think?
I know. The grizzly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
The Flipsley.
Yeah. Receipts.
Receipts. Just each hair from a receipt that you've eaten.
Maybe that's why. Maybe I need to grab it and just rub it on my head. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the trick.
Well. Yeah.
Is that what you've been... Is that the secret? You've been holding out on me, dude? You've been fucking holding out on me, dude?
No. I'm actually going. It's on its way out. I'll be shaving my head soon.
Nah.
Mark my words.
You got
I will have
luxurious locks.
Dude, I will be Professor X here in no time. Minus the cool powers.
No, you're going to be like God of War. You know what I mean? Because you're back in the gym.
Yeah.
And you blow up fast.
Yeah, I've been back in the gym for 2 days now. A funny thing happened is my first day back in the gym, I got on the phone with my nephew that night, and one thing led to another, and we ended up exchanging a bunch of shirtless pictures of ourselves in the mirror, which is just what you do, guys, right? Guys do that. Friends. My nephew's my nephew he's 3 years younger than me. So let's clear that up right now. Okay. I'm not exchanging shirtless pictures with a minor. Okay? Like, let's... All right. Jay's kid.
No, I know who you're talking about the whole time.
Okay. Well, I felt like I kind of dug a little hole for myself there, and I just needed to clarify everything. Like, totally above board stuff here. Nothing weird was happening. But I exchanged some shirtless pictures with my nephew. And... I got a text from him the next morning, and he says, what happened last night? He said, I just looked at my camera roll, and I don't know what happened. And I said, I'm in denial myself, partner. And then I thought it was over, and then Wanda saw my camera roll when I was on my phone, and like I was showing her something, and there's a bunch of pictures of me like flexing in the mirror, and she's like, what is going on here? And then I had to explain to her, like, this is just what guys do.
Yeah.
Like, if you're good friends with somebody, you show your progress, right?
Yeah.
We've done it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
We've taken pictures together at the gym.
That's
I guess a little.
shirtless flexing,
Yeah.
grabbing pecs and glutes. Gluteus maximus.
So
Maximus
I'd
Decimus.
love to go back and just for the viewers at home, we've actually been recording for 9 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah.
The first, I don't know, 5 minutes was just dead space before we actually started.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came out the gate saying that you were going to keep it strictly profesh.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Well, that's for me. That's about as professional as it gets,
okay.
I think.
So, again, help me understand
Underwear. It was underwears.
the shirtless pics led to you getting back in the gym.
Oh.
Or
You know what's
did-
crazy?
What?
Is that wasn't my first day in the gym. It was the night before.
Okay.
And then we were taking the pictures, and I was like, this little motherfucker's bigger than me right now. I can't have this.
Yeah.
What's going on right now? So I made a New Year's resolution that by New Year's I will be bigger than my nephew. so stupid.
All right. I support it.
Yeah.
You're back in 2 days strong.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel like a machine right now.
El Machina.
I went a little too hard.
You do that?
I'm flushed for sure, definitely. I did the tanning booth. Not the best idea after you don't have sun for a while.
Well, on the covered parts because you work outside, so like your arms and
Yeah, I look tan.
Yeah.
Don't be deceived. This thing comes out, I look like a tub of Neapolitan ice cream, bro. There's so many. I'm 50 shades of white. Christian white.
So there's a song from 50 Shades of Grey, and it is like the most like just feminine song.
Yeah.
And I think it's sung by The Vaults. It's called One Last Night.
Yeah.
It's on my playlist.
Is it?
Love that song. Jam it in the gym.
In
I
the
listen to
gym?
weird stuff at the gym. I don't listen to, like you would think I listen to like DMX, Waka
Yeah.
Flocka, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. To like
The classics.
No.
Right.
I go completely like just I'll listen to R&B slow jams.
Yeah, I try to stay calm. That's like my goal. You know what I listen to.
You have a very eclectic gym playlist
Yeah.
because one song it's Norwegian death metal.
Yeah.
The very next song it's like Norwegian yodelers,
Yeah.
and then it's like followed by like
Mozart.
Mozart,
Yeah.
and
I
then
like classical.
and then going into like Genuine,
Yeah.
and then
Well, you got to keep it. You got to shake things up. You got to keep it fresh.
okay,
You know, got to keep your body guessing. You know,
okay, I'm with it.
me too.
I'm with it. I face planted into my carpet. Sober.
What episode is this?
24.
24.
24.
See.
24. I face planted into my carpet Sunday morning.
Yeah. Let's get into that. I'm sorry. I'm not. No, I wasn't. Don't look
I had,
at me like
I had a
that.
medical episode, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I made out with my carpet.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
This only happened one other time in my life. When we were going to the gym together. And I'll wake up. I'll be up for a couple minutes. And then I'll go to stand up. And I get lightheaded.
Yeah.
That's happened to everybody. You stand up too fast, you get lightheaded. Only difference is I come to looking at the ground.
Yeah.
No idea how I got there. All I know, hurts.
Yeah. It looks like it hurts.
It hurts.
You want to...
Nope.
Okay.
And Sunday morning, faceplant.
Yeah, I was really worried about you. I was worried about you, but I just really was concerned that you were okay so that I could laugh about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, of
I wanted to make sure that you were okay before I laughed about it.
Yeah, that's what friends are for.
Right.
And so, no idea what happened. Went to the hospital, do a CT scan.
You been hydrating?
Yes. Did a CT scan, did blood work, urine test, EKG. They did the whole 9. And they all said the same thing. Your tests are good.
Yeah.
Not normal.
It's not normal. Yeah, no shit.
You're not supposed to do that.
Oh, I'm not?
And so...
I'm not supposed to be picking carpet out of my teeth?
Yeah, now they want me to see a cardiologist and a neurologist and all this crazy stuff.
The ologists.
All of them.
The whole ologist family.
Yeah.
You're going to an ologist family
and like
reunion.
I got kind of like hyped because she was like, listen, like, I understand if you don't want to go see all of them, but you have to see the cardiologist.
Yeah.
Because they can do like stress tests where they like hook you all up and they like put you on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, because like I work out and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Go, shawty. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We're not sipping Bacardi, though. This is a recovery podcast. And we don't get this on your birthday.
Yeah, so and that's actually what she said. She said, I want you to see the cardiologist so they can put the things in, you can run on a treadmill like 50 Cent.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, because like I work out and stuff. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, because you're not supposed to fall on your face
Right.
when you wake up.
Right. This has nothing to do with your physique.
Yeah. And so, it's interesting. It's interesting anytime you have like any kind of health related thing, especially in sobriety, because it's almost like that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like
I after everything,
yeah, I'm supposed to be right.
After everything,
Right.
after the copious amounts of drugs that I forced into my body for years,
Right.
I'm not going out face planting into the carpet,
Right.
dead sober. You know what I mean? And so just trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And it's weird. And I'm still, I had a concussion, obviously. And so then, of course, I'm like CTE, right?
Yeah.
Which, is
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, I'm going to go crazy and, hang from the rafters and like yell obscenities and like throw groceries at people
Yeah.
and drive my truck off the road.
Yeah.
And like, when's that going to happen?
Right.
Can I get a heads up?
Right.
Because it's like my second, like, I mean, I don't know if you call it a major concussion, but second serious concussion that I know of.
Yeah. I feel like I've had a dozen.
Oh, I've definitely had.
You know what I mean? I've definitely busted my melon on a few.
Which is scary. Scary
Yeah.
to think about.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, okay.
What is a concussion?
So a concussion is when your brain slams against your skull. And basically, the thing in that movie was actually good. He put like an apple in like a bottle with a little bit of water and like bang,
Yeah.
bang. You know what I mean? And so like I've had a couple of those. My apples hit a couple walls.
You want your apples to oranges right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, am I gonna go crazy? Because if so, can we like
Let's get the
show on the road?
flip a quarter and get this.
Yeah,
thing
because I'm gonna be
popping.
super pissed if like I'm working a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? And like doing all this stuff just to end up crazy in like a decade.
Yeah, that's tough. You make it through that. Make it through your addiction. I think about that with my mom, dude. She made it through all that, and then like that tiny little window of COVID, where it was like a big thing. She died, right? And then like now it's like it's not even a thing anymore. Nobody's even like wearing masks.
No.
People aren't wiping the equipment down in the gym.
No, nobody gives a fuck anymore.
It's like
As a
not
matter of
even.
fact, when you see somebody wearing a face mask, I just saw a dude today outside the gas station.
Yeah.
wearing a face mask, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nerd. Yeah. What are you going into surgery?
Yeah, like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know what
Easy, Dr. Gray.
I mean? Hey, 2018 called.
Yeah,
They want their mask back. You know what I mean? And so, like, it's so crazy how that can happen, right? But I think that ultimately you have to just...
You got to roll with the punches, baby.
And I got punched.
By the floor.
By the floor.
I feel like you punched the floor. I like to think you were in charge of that situation because that floor had no idea what was headed for it.
I like that. That was a good one. It was like I was at a heavy metal show and I was headbanging.
Yeah.
Against the floor.
They threw you on the mosh pit and just tossed you off.
Nah, belly flop, dude.
Yeah.
Head dive. It's crazy though. It's scary because I have young kids and sometimes I'm with the kids by myself. So now it's like it's like crazy as it sounds, like I don't give a shit about me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like I had to have that conversation with my son, like, hey, if something ever happens to me, do you know what to do?
Right.
Right? Because I talked to Tiffany and she's like, well, do they have the proper protocol handbook on what to do in case of emergencies? And I said, she goes, you don't have a protocol handbook?
I wrote the book on the protocol handbook. It's a best-selling novel.
You don't have the 982-page procedural documentation?
Yeah,
laminated?
with illustrations.
Single space? 10 million words?
College ruled.
And so I was like, no. And she's like, well, I'm not saying you're a bad parent, but
Right.
bad parent.
Yeah.
And so I had to have the conversation with him, like, hey, and you know what? I'm glad she had that conversation with me because I said, hey, I looked at him, I said, what do you do if mom's not home or I'm not home and something happens to one of us? And he looks at me and he smiles and he said, I don't know.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, take care of my sister. And I said, hey, that's a good answer.
That's a good start.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I said, you got to grab my phone. He said, and call mom. I said, eventually,
Yeah.
first person you got to call 911.
Yeah.
He said, oh, because they can run red lights. And I said, I mean, if that's what if that's what you need to remember.
That's part of the thing. I'm
Yeah.
sure they'll be doing some of that.
And so like I'm having to have those conversations and it's like, it's a little bit scary, right? Because I don't want to have those conversations. Like I'd like to think that I'm going to live to at least be like 114.
Yeah.
I would think. I mean, that's a given.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it to I don't know, 57 or something.
57.
Heinz 57.
Okay. Are you going to get buried in a ketchup bottle?
Trying to complete the prophecy of the Glizzy Bandit.
Okay, that would be fitting. I want you to know that if you happen to die unexpectedly,
Yeah.
I will make sure that you're buried in a hot dog bun.
Yeah.
Like a big, giant hot dog bun.
Yeah.
And I'll get you one of those Oscar Mayer pillows.
I want it like, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I'm with that.
And then I'll
like
get you a blanket.
in the casket.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bun.
Yes.
And I want a red suit.
Yes.
With like a yellow tie.
So it looks like
So it
ketchup
looks
and
like
mustard.
mustard. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm with it.
Yeah, bro. I'm with that.
Yeah, got you.
Thank you.
Promise you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
You're a good friend.
Thanks, dude.
This got dark.
So dark.
We're
Oh my God.
We're in dangerous territory right now.
I'm so depressed right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm really sad.
You were bad when you came in.
Oh God, midlife crisis, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the meaning of life?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I literally was sitting on my bathtub, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was skipping rocks off the lake, except it wasn't a lake; it was just a floor.
Yeah.
You know?
Just reminiscent of the old
Yeah.
days.
So back when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's fucked up. You know what's fucked up that I just thought of? Because I'm going to think of his name. Hold on. It's going to come to me. The country, Luke Combs sings Fast Car, which was a cover of the Tracy Chapman song, right?
He's got a good name.
Which was a song that was popular when I was a kid. And I was thinking back and I was like, damn, I remember like my parents listening to music and like me thinking like I'm too cool. Like, but like the music nowadays, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They literally ran out of music to make, so they're just remaking all the old songs.
I thought about that when I was a kid. I was like, eventually they're going to stop. They're going to run out of like words to put together and like sentences. And they're just going to have to like just sample everything and remake everything.
Well, we're there.
Yeah, we are.
Can you maybe think up some winning lottery numbers for us or something? Is there anything useful that you can foresee?
No.
It's worth a shot.
Not at all.
It's worth a
It's
shot.
actually just setting in right now that I am not doing great financially. So
Okay,
if we can get those winning lottery numbers, that would be
let's talk about it.
tits. That'd be tits, no
Let's
hair.
talk about it. Because I'm not.
Yeah.
We're in bad shape.
Well, and I don't think that, like, I knew it was going to be like that. I took like a 50% pay cut, so I knew that it was going to be bad. And like,
Damn.
I got my direct deposit, and I'm like crunching the numbers, and I'm like, I know these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? The sickness in me is like, I'm gonna fucking go in there. I'm gonna start piecing everybody up. I know they messed me up. And like, got my little calculator out, and I'm like, God, now when that checks out, let me try this out. Let me do it another way. I'm gonna carry the 2 with the 3, bring it around, PEMDAS. You know what I mean?
PEMDAS.
And it's right.
Shout out.
It's all the way right.
PEMDAS.
But it's just setting in.
PEMDAS.
Shout out PEMDAS. We're having him on the pod, episode 3.14.
Yep.
You ever seen Life of Pi?
No.
That movie makes me cry.
Is that?
Pi makes me cry.
Does that take place in Bangladesh?
I mean, I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, like if there was a multiple choice and it was like Texas, Tennessee, the Arctic tundra, Bangladesh, I would definitely pick D for sure.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was like Bollywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
You know?
Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Middle Eastern film.
Yeah. I heard something profound on the way over here, right? And I didn't want to talk about it because I'm grumpy.
When we were on the phone with each other.
No.
Oh. Okay.
And it was a short. I love my YouTube shorts,
Yeah.
right? And so I was watching this video.
Do you work out in them?
And you know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up is I was gonna
Oh, God.
I foresaw you saying something, so I was gonna say, and I was watching YouTube videos, right? But you beat me to it. And this chick said, I was told it's not that he's not my type, he's my pattern. So let that sink in, right? And then the dude that was narrating it, which was the dude Jordan, who we love, Jordan Howlett, I think, is his name. You know what I'm talking about? The funny dude?
Yeah.
Who always talks about the bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
And the best part about this whole story is I had it remembered until I said his name, and then I completely forgot.
All right.
I saw it.
But he said, what did he say?
He was saying that it's crazy because I'm on the spot and I'm nervous. The guy who's like, come here.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. He was saying that it's
Oh, Jordan the Stallion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're set to repeat the same experiences with the same people.
Yes. Because it is a false sense of controlling your pain. That's why people self-sabotage. Because it is a false sense of control over your pain.
What? Something.
Self-sabotaging.
So it's like a familiar thing.
Well, it's
Something
it's,
that-
so like if, right, like I finally get things back in my life. I finally get a girlfriend and a job. And like this is what I did in my addiction, right?
Yeah.
I would get a job. I would get some money. I would get a vehicle. I would get a girl. And then I would self-sabotage, right?
And
it's
the same
because
thing,
it's
right.
because it was a known outcome. You know what I mean? I knew that I would end up in the county jail with nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of like whatever the narrative would have been had I not done that. And I was like, that is the most profound statement, and it's such an interesting perspective. I mean, the chick saying it's not that he's not your type, he's your pattern was profound.
Right. Why do you think you do it?
Well,
because you know that it's going to be short-lived anyways.
Well, I think, with mental health, it's such an interesting thing, right? Because I have what I believe, but it's not like, if you have an ear infection, you can go to the doctor and he can look in your ear and say, oh, it's an ear infection, right? Mental health is literally you talking to a professional and him or her giving you a diagnosis based on their educational background and what they believe, which is so far fucked.
Right.
Right? Because, for instance...
It's a matter of opinion.
For instance, I'm a cook. I enjoy cooking. So you can say, hey, I'm trying to impress this girl. What should I cook?
Right.
And I can tell you what you should cook. Does that mean that it's right?
You ain't going to know that that's what she likes.
And so when it comes to mental health and things like that, it's really based off how brutally honest you get and a complete stranger's background, essentially.
Right.
And if you've been in any type of medical situation, you really understand. And I'm talking about, like, I just went to the hospital. I passed out.
Yeah.
I fainted. Busted my head, right? They ran EKGs. They ran all these tests, and they couldn't tell me what was wrong with me, right? They know something's wrong with me, but they can't tell. So, and I learned this back when I was crazy sick, is like, oh, okay, Western medicine is essentially a bunch of educated guesses.
Yeah.
Which is all that mental health is, okay? So I say that because why I believe I self-sabotaged through working with a therapist and through step work and things like that is because I didn't think that I was worth it. I didn't think that I was worth a happy ending, a white picket fence, a wife, kids, a job, like normal responsibilities. So whenever things got good, I would self-sabotage unknowingly, right? I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't do it with, oh, things are getting good. I better burn this ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was not my thought process. It was almost like a secondary reaction to things would get really good and things would get really stable. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. I do prison time real well.
Yeah. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in those situations.
Yeah.
And so that's why I believe I self-sabotage. But hearing that today, I'm like, God, that makes so much sense. It is a false sense of controlling the outcome.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And then I threw my phone out the window.
Yeah. I tried to call you.
Yeah, it's on I-75.
Somebody answered it.
Yeah.
Said some crazy dude just chucked his... He said,
so what is this?
He screamed
Black
YOLO.
magic. What is this black magic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was that.
Yeah, man. You know what I've been having a hard time with lately?
Cereal.
Yeah, dude, Captain Crunch. Yeah. No, I've been having a hard time with balance, bro.
You talked about that today.
Yeah.
So?
To a piece of plastic that had held your voice in it like a little wizard.
Explain.
Just, I got all these, we have all these things, and I have all, like, these other things on top of it, and I'm just, like, trying to juggle all these things, and I put so much effort into all this stuff, and the problem, and I needed that in the beginning, right? And I still need that. I think that's like the most important thing for me is to stay busy. But like the problem with that in taking so many things on is that you never feel like you've accomplished anything really. I never feel like I've actually accomplished anything because there's so much more work to be done with everything. You know what I mean?
There's always treading water.
Yeah. So and I feel like, and it's so crazy. I was at a gathering of like-minded individuals, and they do they'll do a write your numbers down so everybody has everybody's numbers, and I told that to this group, and somebody texted me like during this meeting, and he was like, you're lacking, basically in a nutshell, like you're lacking a higher power. You're lacking with a connection with a higher power. Because like if everything else is going right physically, like you have to look, you're talking about balance, you have to look at like the spiritual side of things. And like I'm lacking a connection with a higher power. And like he's right, dude. Like that whole higher power thing has been so crazy since my mom died. I have been completely shut off from any type of higher power or anything. And, you know, like when I was a kid, like I was straight, like I was a Christian, all this stuff, like I was, on fire. But like, I don't know, dude. I can't, it's hard for me to get my head around it right now, because it's like, how the fuck would you let that happen to somebody? Like I shot you to a prayer, dog. You know what I mean? Like I was talking to you the whole time, bro. And I shot you a prayer, bro. And like, how are you going to let this happen? Like I begged you. Like if you were my homeboy, we'd be fighting right now. Yeah. I begged you. And you let this happen to like somebody who made it through like from the gutter, dog. Came up from nothing. Husband left her, took on all the kids, like made it through addictions with all of her kids, like made it out into recovery, doing good, got to see her, whole family, got into a house, everything was looking up, and then boom, like struck down by the hand of who? The person I'm supposed to be praying to? That's crazy to me, dog. So it's so hard for me to wrap my head around that, and like, I don't like talking about that, bro, because everybody, you'll have people that, if you say that as soon as you leave, it'll be a fucking, it'll be a ministry out in the, there'll be a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses out there trying to bring you back into the faith. But like sometimes, like I just need to sit in it, bro.
I think everybody has their process, right? And here's the reality, right? And this is the difference between, spirituality and religion, right? I'm not a fan of religion, right? Because religion is what I got involved in at a young age, and every Sunday when I went to church, they somehow tied the sermon into us giving them money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's all I heard from the time I was in 5th grade until high school, right? And like, hold on, this pastor's got a nicer house than we do.
Yeah, so
we're living in an apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's driving a McLaren.
Live down Lakewood Ranch and like all these crazy things, right? And so I think that it's more so a connection, right, with that higher power. And I think that it's easy for anybody in your circumstance to think or have the thoughts that you have, right? That's easy to see how you would come to that conclusion. I mean, I can say some like whatever shit to like try to switch the perspective.
Right.
But I mean, who is that really like for?
Right.
Like if I were to say that, especially with that, like if you were to say like, oh, I lost my job. Like, how could you do that to me? Then I got some shit I can spit at you.
Right.
Right. But when it comes to that, I have to believe that we don't have all the answers.
It's tough to see the blessing, though, man. It's tough to see the blessing in everything. And you know what, dude? Like, I would love to believe that everything happens for a reason. And because, like, what's crazy is, like, that's what my mother instilled in me. You know what I mean? Is that everything happens for a reason and you'll never get anything that you can't handle. Well, like, I couldn't handle that shit.
But you did.
I did. And I didn't get high, but, like, mentally, emotionally, I'm not even sure if I ever truly grieved, like went through a full grieving process.
You didn't. That was my biggest concern. That was my biggest concern through that whole thing. Because I was right there through that process.
Well, I don't even know what it looks like, though. I don't know what you know what I mean? All I did what I knew how to do, what to do. And that was like any situation, any dark situation like prison, jail, detoxing, anything like that I had absolutely no control over, I went into autopilot mode and I completely shut down from everything and just grit my teeth, kept my head down and pushed through. And I don't think I ever actually even like accepted what happened. And that sucks.
Yeah, but there's no timetable. There's no time. There's no, oh, you lost a parent? Okay, you have 90 days to grieve. People have their processes that they have to go through. Ironically enough, I just literally yesterday evening, my stepdad's dad passed away, right? And this is a family that when I was younger, I was very close with. Obviously, through my addiction, I strayed away from my family. But somebody that I admired and somebody that I always looked up to and somebody that was larger than life, right? And it's weird because being in recovery and us burying so many people, I'm almost numb to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I have any more tears to cry for people dying, right?
That's
so
real.
I think that you have to look at certain things like, and granted, Mama Patty just ain't anybody. It's not just a random stranger to you in the rooms, right?
Right.
But I know firsthand, and I think subconsciously, the reason that you've been able to handle it the way that you have is like she's still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how many deers did we see after she passed? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like a daily occurrence.
Who is it? Who is it?
Ding dong ditch. You don't have a peephole?
Hi, Cat. What? Do I want to see your puppy? Is that what you're asking?
You don't be
I
mean.
would love to see your puppy. Can I come by and see it another time, though? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. What's your puppy's
Whoa.
name? I love him. Can I come see him soon? Okay. Oh my goodness. So
Such a
cute. Thank you for showing me.
precarious situation. She doesn't want to be mean. What does the people pleaser do when presented with a conundrum like this? A child coming. Do you want to see my puppy?
Yeah.
She's in a time crunch, right? Look, she's out of breath right
Yeah,
now.
because she cut the pee off. She was peeing. She was midstream. She heard that knock. She said,
It is a baby puppy
Yeah.
and a baby at my
named
door.
And a baby human being.
Charlie bit my finger.
A multi-special baby.
Ask if I want to see his.
Yeah, and you said, take your fucking puppy
Yeah,
away
you
from
did.
me.
You said hi. Yeah, real nice, but
I don't like
Stop
puppies.
it.
kind of busy.
I don't like puppies, and I don't like you.
I'll
Yeah.
bring that dog in right now.
You ever heard of Corella DeVille? Okay, she's my hero.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
So I think that it's a process, right? And there is no one kind of playbook for that. I think that with most things, you lose a job. We've all lost jobs. Like, I can talk you through it and kind of, give you some different perspectives. But when it comes to losing somebody that close to you, I don't think that there is a right or a wrong way to grieve. I don't think that there is a right or a wrong way to handle it, as long as you acknowledge that there is something that needs to be handled.
Right. And I mean, you can show by example, like I can show people, like, yes, you can make it through something like that and stay clean because I did it. And that's awesome. I love being able to say that to somebody that's in this, because I feel for that person. I know, like in my soul, I know what they're feeling in that moment when they come into those rooms and share about the loss of a loved one, clean, right? And they're there, just hanging on by a thread, trying to get through to the next day. Like, I appreciate the fact that I can tell them, hey, like, it's possible to do it. But like at the same time, it's like nobody wants to be the one to bear a death. Nobody wants to have that on their shoulders.
Yeah, but it is a way of life, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
You know
Somebody
what I
said
mean?
that at her funeral. I wish I could remember who it was. They walked up to me and they were like, hey, look around. Everybody in this room is going to be dead soon.
I remember you told me that, and I said, what a fucked up thing to
Right.
say.
And then in any circumstance, you would think that, but for some reason, that, like, brought me some type of peace, dude. It's so weird, the type of stuff that will catch when you're in, like, a really dark situation like that and what won't. Because in any other situation, I would have been like, if I was watching that on TV, I would have been like, wow, this dude's a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? But like when he said it to me, I was like, damn, like, that's real. And like, we're all going to the same place.
What that place is, to be continued. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Hypothesis.
a lot of hypotheses.
Hypotheses.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and I think that it is something. I know that it's something that you struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, and I know it comes through because my phone, I'll get like bing, 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 and it's like 5 pictures of like Mama Patty.
Yeah.
With no context, no words, like, and I know you're in that spot.
Yeah.
When that happens. And so, it's just something that, you don't have to try and figure out alone, which is kind of your MO. You like to just kind of sit and shit solo.
Yeah.
And I think that that's from, years of incarceration.
Probably.
But it's something that I believe that until you start talking about it more and trying to reach out to people and try to figure out how to get through it, it's going to be a continuous burden. And I don't think that it's something that even when you figure out, it's not like, okay, I figured it out. Now no more pain.
Yeah.
No more sadness. No, it's not that. There's still going to be times that fuck you up.
Yeah, I'd love to get to a place where I'm okay.
I think, have you written a letter to her?
No.
So my grandma Mary, who was an amazing woman, right? And who I loved dearly. And she died, and I didn't go to her funeral because I didn't have enough drugs to get me through.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right? And so I carried that guilt and that shame for a while. And my sponsor at the time was like, write her a letter. And I said, I don't think you're listening.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Right.
She's not getting mail right now, And he's like, no, write her a letter. go somewhere that's peaceful for you, whatever that looks like, and read it to her. And then burn it or throw it away or whatever you got to do. And it was something about that process, man, that instantly it sucked so bad writing that letter. It took me 2 weeks to write it. A lot of tears, a lot of anger, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. It took me another 2 weeks after I was finished to even get up the courage to read it.
Dude, I'm getting sick just thinking about it, bro.
Went Oceanside.
Yeah.
Read it. Instant.
Yeah.
I don't want to say instant weight lifted, but instant calm.
Yeah, that part sounds great.
You got to
But,
get
like,
you got to get through it.
dude, I don't even like thinking about it, bro.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not
That
again, this isn't something that
Yeah,
has to
yeah,
be
I know.
even if it's something that when you start, you literally start one word at a time.
Right. Yeah, when I'm like laying in bed and I start like thinking about my mom and stuff, like I have to like push it out of my head. Like, God, you know what I mean?
But and you're going to hate me for saying this, but it's got to be said, you and I both know she wouldn't want that.
Right. Right.
And so it's...
Dude, she kept her people with her like nobody I've ever seen. The people that she lost, like she would, I'm talking about crazy. They lived on through her.
Yeah. That's at the end of the day, that's like really all we have.
Right.
Right? Because tomorrow isn't promised. And that's why, like, I tell people, you know, recovery for me is not just about staying away from the drugs and alcohol. Like, that's the easy part. The tough part and the challenge that I'm trying to accomplish is how do I become a better human being today than I was yesterday?
That's
And
tough.
continue that.
It's very tough.
Oh, God, dude, I fail most days. I fail most days.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
But through just different things and different experiences and like, you know, if you're at a meeting and somebody's like, oh, I just lost a loved one, going up to them after the meeting, hey, listen, I lost my mom. It is possible to get through it and just be there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best possible way to honor her. And that's what she would have wanted. But she damn sure wouldn't have wanted you sitting in darkness.
Literal darkness.
Yeah. She smacked the back of your head.
Yeah. Yep.
So we got to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. So.
And so on the way over here,
What
right,
else?
you called me.
What else
You
is
called
going
me
on?
and you're like, hey, bud, what's going on, dude? I just left the gym. I'm in such a great mood. And I said, at least one of us is, because fuck, I'm so mad, blah, blah, blah. And you were going to bring the energy. And then you talk about the saddest thing ever. And I've been
Dude.
holding back tears for the last 15
you're
minutes. And then little fucking Isaac with his, I got the little puppy Charlie. You want to see my little puppy Charlie? And I'm over here like, I don't want to say Charlie. Okay?
Don't
So why-
bring that puppy in here? Don't fucking show me that puppy right now. It will fucking break me.
So like this whole chair, if I were to get up right now, you would think I was still sitting in it because it's just sweat. Okay?
Yeah. A lot of heaviness and sweat.
So heavy, dude.
A lot of gravity happening over here.
You were supposed to be like light and fluffy
I know.
and talking about wieners, dude.
Well, you know what? You know,
so good.
you know what my mom always said? Life is like a box of chocolates. Sometimes you get a raspberry filling, and sometimes you get a creamy caramel.
Hold
Oh, what else is going on?
Well-
Oh, you got to do it.
No,
You
no.
got to make a pee-pee?
Nope.
You sure?
Oh, no, I don't.
You had the pee-pee face.
Do you want to know why I don't have to pee? Because I sweated it all out
Yeah.
with emotions. Okay, just trying to hold back the tears. They
Yeah.
started coming out of my back.
Yeah.
So you
sorry.
need a new chair.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's something that needs to be discussed because this is what, and people need to understand. The shit ain't always fucking wiener jokes and
Yeah.
Skittles.
Yeah, I'm like a container of like emotions with like some like like wrapped in like wiener jokes and butthole drawings and stuff. But inside that container is a very sensitive heart, and that container is made of adamantium. For those of you that are familiar with Wolverine, so indestructible materials. So, and that's that, and that's all you're gonna get out of me for today.
No,
so
but
let's talk about something else.
We're peeling back those layers.
Yeah,
We're getting to the middle of that.
how about I peel back the layers of your face? Flip.
Well,
Okay.
the floor already did that on my forehead, so no
Already
need.
one down.
No need. Okay?
I've said this before. Our circle is at such a high risk, and it's like you said, like eventually you get numb to it. But at the same time, it's like any time I've ever heard anybody overdosing, it was like nameless, faceless addicts, right? And it's just people that I didn't know that you hear about in the rooms and you hear about in recovery, and they're doing this and they OD, right? And they die. And it's like I never had anybody really that close to me until my mom. You know what I mean? It was just like people that I've heard of.
That's a big one to have. And like, with me, yes, there were a lot of those people that I didn't know, but there was also a shit ton of people that like I knew. And like I knew on a emotional,
Right.
intimate level. Like there was, and this was when I was fresh out of rehab, a guy that I got close with in rehab. We worked out every day. We were doing, there's a book in recovery, and I forget what it is, but it's kind of faith-based. And like you're supposed to read like a chapter every day, right? And we would do that in the morning. And like I had a very serious talk with him. Like, listen, like when we get out, like I'm really about this recovery life. And I believe that you are too. But I want you to know that, like, if I veer off the path, you have to distance yourself and vice versa, because I can't save you and you can't save me. And, like, that's where I am. And it doesn't mean that I don't love you, and it doesn't mean that I don't care about you, but, like, I have to save myself first.
Right.
And we got out, and we were both doing good, and he started to veer off that path. And he started to fuck up. And I helped him out a couple times until eventually I had to, I hope you get help, but like I can't do this.
Yeah.
And I thought about him on a Saturday night, and I was like, nah, he would have called me if he was doing good. And I didn't call him. And he OD'd at 3 a.m. And so
That's tough.
I had to go to that funeral, and I had to speak at that funeral,
Yeah.
and I had to hug his mom on the way out.
Yeah, that's tough.
You know what I mean? And like, I get mad at him sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, dude, like, you should have been at my wedding. Like, you should have been able to meet my kids. Like, you should be experiencing these things with me. I have brothers that I went to high school with that, like, we went through the grips of addiction together and, like, managed to make it out. And the one reached out to me and was like, hey, he was living at a halfway house. He was doing good. I just got my truck. He was like, can you take me to pick up this weight bench? I said, yeah. And he was expressing to me about how his brother wasn't clean and like he was struggling to like, figure it out. And I said, you have to, if you love him, you have to distance yourself. You have to. And you have to show him that this way is possible by example. And literally 6 days later, the dude that I took overdosed and died. And 2 days after that, his brother overdosed and died.
Jesus.
And and their mother, who I spent many nights at her house, the celebration of life was at the rehab that we used to go to. And in that very room that we spoke, she was obviously crying, and she was hugging all these people, and she saw me and let out this blood-curdling scream and collapsed in my arms. And, like, I will never get that sound out of my head. You know what I mean? Just the pain and anguish. And so I've experienced that so many times that now I get to call like, oh, so-and-so died. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I'm going to go back to making my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's good. And I'm not saying that like I'm proud of that. I'm just saying that's how many fucking people that I've buried. Like, I couldn't even put a ballpark figure on it. And, like, it's sad. And that's why, like, I get so passionate when I speak about recovery, because it is fucking possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's life or death.
It is life. Like, this shit is not a game. This shit isn't a game when we were getting high. This shit ain't even... This is a coin flip.
That's horrible now. It's a literal coin flip.
It is a coin flip. You know, watching that fucking goddamn show Painkiller.
Yeah.
And like seeing the have the little before the episode where it's like the real parent.
Oh
like,
my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I lost a friend of mine in high school, 16 years old. First time he took whatever, oxys. First night. One of the funniest kids I ever met. Took him, never woke up. 16 years old. Like, what the fuck?
And those were real.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was unheard of.
Yeah.
That was unheard of in that time.
Right. Now it's just...
Now it's a Tuesday.
They got this new fentanyl that is like combats Narcan. Narcan doesn't even touch it.
Wow. It's disgusting.
Like, why would you do that? Why would you make that?
Well, you know, and just like I believe that there is, good in this world, I believe that there is evil.
Right.
There is, and it's just...
It's all about the money.
It's our job to try and impact people's lives any way that we can. It's our job to try to be nice and extend a helping hand where we can and try to show people that, listen, like, it's fucking possible. Because I tell you what, if everybody would just fucking give this way of life a chance, guess what? Nobody's dying from fentanyl because ain't nobody doing it.
Yeah.
But everybody has their shit that they have to go through. And until you are ready, no matter how bad I want it, or how bad you want it for them, until that person is ready to say, you know what, like, I gotta figure this out, then it's just, you're flipping a coin. Fuck, dude, why heavy, dude? I was already down.
Well, I think it's good to purge your feelings sometimes. I think that, you gotta just let it out.
Well, I purged all the sweat out of my body on this
We
trip.
did good. We did good, and we let it all out. We let it all hang out of our short legs.
Okay, so give a message to anybody.
We're going to wrap this up in a nice little bow for you. And I'm going to do the wrapping, and Flip's going to do the capping or whatever. God, stupid. Fuck.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Me?
If you're struggling,
So if you're struggling with anything and you're unsure if your voice can even be heard, I think that it's important to remember that you can ask for help, and it is okay to feel the way that you feel, as long as you talk to somebody about it and reach out to somebody and get some help, because we all need a little bit of help.
We all need somebody to
lean on.
lean on me.
When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. And I'll help you carry on. So I'll just hum the song. Won't you just call on me, brother, when you need a friend?
We all need somebody to lean on.
Damn, my dog. Yes, sir. Okay.
That's that.
That's that. If you have today, give yourself a teardrop down your face for a very sad, sad episode from a couple of sweet, sweet boys. Multiple teardrops. It's raining. It is raining on Flip's face.
I'm hoping I
And
can
that's
slide because I'm pretty sure I'm stuck. Yep.
I'm going to go just like this. And then we're just going to go fetal position.